Oh, okay. I'm playing around right now with going live. Not technically sure if I am yet. I'm a total newbie. Okay. Mic check. Okay. If it, I don't know if I have anyone watching. We'll see what happens. But if they are, then you can go ahead and put something in the chat and I will read it. Oh my gosh. First person, Billy Morgan 4. This is the first time I've ever gone like really live or anything. So what's up, man? Maybe you tell me about yourself. I'm like so curious. Yeah, for anyone popping in, like I don't have an agenda here. I'm like just like I got some time to kill before a live stream with Wes, and I've never done live on my own channel, so I just wanted to kind of, I don't know, just see if anyone showed up or what you guys are up to, or chat with the audience or something. Wow, look, people coming in. We could do like a Q&A thing, or like you guys can answer too if you have any, I don't know, anything you want to chat about. I'm down for whatever, even if it's like outside, like health, fitness. What else do I care about? Like s- space and quantum mechanics and stuff. Okay, so in what way is humanity going to go extinct today? Oh, so many different ways. No, don't bring out my doomerism. You know, it's like always like right under the surface. And if I let too much of it out, then it kills the channel. So I can't go there. But there's also plenty of good things that can come from AI. Like we might all like have cancer cured and live forever. I use AI mostly for writing, kind of choose your own adventure style. It's pretty fun. Yeah. S- So what was what I was using AI for today? Like I'm just a question person. Like I take photos of all sorts of stuff and I'm like, what is that? Or if I'm reading a book, somebody mentions some word I've never heard and I'm like, define it. Tell me the etymology. Like, I don't know, find something tangent to it and tell me about it. And then I just waste time. But I also feel like that's slightly healthier than TikTok. So I'm not even like mad at myself for it. That like today I asked about celeb like I was like, who are the most famous people in the world who cut hair? Like, and what celebrities' hair have they cut? And I literally needed none of that information. It was like some guy in LA that had done pretty much everything for like the Grammys and stuff. And I was like, okay, well now I mean, I'm not saying my life's worse for it, but I definitely remember thinking to myself, this is not something that I normally would search for or need or have any reason to know. Are you today? I recently learned Godel from scratch side project for a project's interactive user interface. So what are you doing? You're building an app, like a UI using AI? Like we could talk about vibe. Are you guys vibe coding anything? I'd love to hear like what projects you worked on. Like like I probably won't cover it in my main channel, but did you see the guy who vibe coded the moan? Like the you slap the laptop and it moans or whatever, and like $5,000 already. It's like blew my mind. Joseph? Dylan, what's up, dude? Yeah, what up, Joseph? It's cool to see you in the chat. By the way, don't judge me too hard for live streaming because I don't even watch live streamers, but Wes Roth and I like we were doing the podcast thing with like long form interviews, and now we kind of realized it's like a little more dynamic when we're going live, but we're always going live on his channel. So then I'm sort of dipping my toe into it, and now I'm kind of trying to on mine. Just actually, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you the real story, but I have like an hour to kill because of a time zone issue. Recently learned of Godot from scratch using AI. Yeah. There's yeah, I have a company that makes games. Well, kind of like it's a startup or whatever. But yeah, we're making some games and like our developers are moving to Godot too. Um So I have been learning a little bit about that recently. I think that's awesome. It's like so lightweight and it's like it can make so many cool particle effects and all that stuff. So I can imagine Godot being a pretty good tech to learn. Um, yeah, Billy. Yeah, it's first live stream I've ever done my whole life. So yeah, it's a long time. I'm not even sure I'm gonna do this much, but I just yeah, wanted to see. So yeah, basically like the Wes Roth and I are going to do a live stream in like 30 minutes, and we have a guest coming, Julia McCoy, and there was a time zone like issue that was off by an hour, so I just happened to be sitting here set up early, and I don't know, I'd already, set the lighting and all that stuff. So no, I don't have Clawbot. I keep up on what other people are doing with it. It's just maybe I mean, it sounds fun. I just don't have time for it right now. But man, I'm. It is kind of. Should I like? Do I need to just like force that into my life because everybody's got a Clawbot right now, and I feel like I'm missing a partner or something in my life that's supposed to be helping me. And then, yeah, I saw that Claude had just like put computer use out. So I was like, maybe I'll stay inside the Claude ecosystem and not go like full Clawbot. But I don't know. I mean, Wes is just like I'm always talking to Wes about all the stuff he's doing with it, and it blows my mind. He really does have some kind of like business ideas that he's working on because of it. So I like the bottom of your mix. What does that mean? You mean my voice, the voice from the what is this? Sure SM7B? Or are you talking about something else? Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT to ask me questions, or actually, I'm trying to get away from ChatGPT. Let's go, Claude. Anybody sad about Sora? You guys miss it? I went on there, like, just for nostalgia. I'm not gonna probably publish on there anymore, but just for nostalgia, I went in just to see if anything new was happening, and I was entertained for a little bit. I do think it's probably a business model that would make sense in the long run, but it's also just AI is so powerful and it can do so much. Like we really just don't need to like destroy our brains with meme machines. So I'm kind of glad it's gone. I also wonder, like I was talking with my friend who was saying, don't you think Disney should buy it? I mean, like now Disney already was like, I was going to give you $1 billion to work on Sora, and now they don't want it. They don't want to use their compute because they want to go into coding and more enterprise and try to get something recursive going so that they can like dominate the entire AI landscape. But Disney, like they're a content company, and they could probably take it, it seems like, and just rename it, Disney AI or something like that, or even keep the name Sora, but just then just they'd have no problem putting all of their full IP behind it. They can kind of wall it off into their own thing. I don't know. It might be expensive, but I feel like a few $1 billion for Disney might be worth it, and they could take Sora and turn it into something that's like inside of the Disney Plus platform. It's kind of the direction they're going. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sora 2, well, I don't know. What's weird about Sora is as a platform, I think it should go over to Disney and maybe the rights to how it's trained or like the source model or something. But then video models are probably still important to OpenAI. So I'm imagining that just when you use ChatGPT in the future, like it will have video, come out of it, or they're going to end up doing like a multimodal model, and then it'll just be in the past. But oh, no, the picture. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. It's a pretty narcissistic. It's a little, yeah. So I don't know if you guys know much of my history, but I used to do a podcast called "Don't Sweat It" with Andre Jick, and I found the company that makes these little circles. Like they're not even meant. They weren't even meant for these. They just happen to be the perfect size, and I put it on the Don't Sweat It podcast, and it was like such a hit. In fact, I know for a fact there's one really big podcast out there that saw it and asked me like how I did it, and I told them, and then they did it, and I was like, okay, that should have been, dude. These little circle things should have been a business in their own. You should go contact podcasts and sell them these stickers, like 10x whatever you pay for them. It's good. It's a good place for marketing. I don't know. But I know my own face on the bottom is, especially sometimes I'm doing, like, business meetings and stuff, and they're like, "Oh god." Like, I kinda wonder if people see that and they think I'm not gonna work with this guy, like, he has to put a picture of himself on his microphone. Um, my number 1 go-to for AI news. Thanks. Yeah, I try to source through stuff, and if I'm like, on a whole bunch of email lists and blogs, and if I see something that I know everyone else is covering, I skip it. One, because there's like some people are just better at me at being quick and thorough. I'm like more curious and like to find the obscure things that sort of like interest me. So, I wasn't able to be quite as quick as the other guys, which is maybe part of why the channel's always struggled to kind of take off and get into the hundred thousands. But I also have so much more fun making it. Like a lot of these creators are talking about burnout. Like that is not me at all. I get so like, I would just wish all the time I had more time to make videos just because I like looking through the news, I like thinking of new things, I like reading other people's blogs or podcasts and then putting it together, and then just sharing whatever, like, kind of the highlights of the last few days are with you guys. Um, Subscribe to Medium, yeah, I don't even publish on Medium, but it's yeah, there's probably some gold on Substack too, and there's just some great just blogs out there. It honestly, if you I don't know, if you guys know other ways to find stuff like Medium, I've somehow got the Medium algorithm kind of where I want it, where I've clicked on enough things that I like that in my inbox I get stuff that's more opinionated, that's more like thoughtful. It's like Twitter but longer form, where it's like okay, it's something that's trending, but somebody didn't just make a random comment about it. They put some insight into it, and then that's sort of what I love. But let me know if there's other sources. Like I'm sure there's stuff on Reddit. What's that other I forgot the name of it, but yeah, I know there's like a few blogging platforms out there that might be good too. But feel free, you guys can always send me stuff. The email's in my YouTube description, or if you do it through Patreon, even better. Um, then I always, anytime I see a Patreon thing, I jump to that because like obviously people are putting effort into supporting the channel if they do that. What else do you guys want to talk about? Thank you. Wow, this praise is unexpected, but I really appreciate you guys watching. What's your take on AI for D&D? Yeah, the editor who helps me with this, with these videos, he's super into D&D, like super duper into it. Makes it like a really big part of his life, and AI is the best. Like they create little memes from their D&D thing, and I don't know, it sounds like I don't know. I think that probably would be such a fun way to escape into a little fantasy world. And you know what? It's gonna think of something like Google's Genie, right? Like, why wouldn't we you could just imagine that whole thing up. I mean, I can talk to, Gemini Live right now, and it's quick enough with the LLM to pull text-based tokens out in real time, like matter of maybe 6 months, a year, or something like that. I think something like Genie should be able to kind of create in real time, and I don't see why for friends wouldn't sit around and play a D&D game and just speak into existence some kind of a scene and roll the dice and see what happens. It would be so fun. Everybody would get their own game. Gosh, maybe that would even like something like that would even probably come after Hollywood and social media attention. Um, yeah, Dr. McCoy coming soon. There are two females on the internet, but I prefer to present my kids' life. Oh yeah. Okay. I know. Privacy is something I think about a lot with AI. Just I don't know, maybe I'm rehashing the same thing if you guys want to talk about something different, but like there's only one future where there's going to be actual privacy. Oh, that's my reminder for the Wes Roth live stream in a few. But yeah, like just so because I don't believe there's really a world where we can have privacy or not much of it because the tiniest little bits of information out on the internet become patterns. Like I don't know if you guys saw the article where there's a tiny little wireless device inside of everybody's car that monitors how much tire pressure you have. It's only, um, this tiny little signal, and it has to be wireless because the wheel is spinning, right? Like, you can't run a wire to it. Um, and it's in everybody's car. So it sends a tiny little wireless signal just from the tire, saying the tire pressure to the little computer inside of your car. And that itself now has like this UUID that can be tracked. And these people put up some like AI recorders like on the side of a street and could like find the patterns of all these cars. I'm like, come on, like how could we actually hope to have privacy in that world? But since I've kind of given up on the idea of having privacy, I've been thinking a lot of how important it is to actually have a society where we just decide on how that data is used, right? Like there's no reason why we can't say, okay, the government does have all this data, but don't use it against us. So we'd have to become like much more active citizens instead of like actually just staying out of government and being like, this is my life, don't bother me. Since it's gonna know, we better like vote properly or like set up communities or be citizens that can like help control how it takes place. Because if we ignore it, then it's not like it's not going to be there. It'll just go into the hands of they'll be happy we ignored it. It'll just go into the hands of a few super big companies or governments or however it plays out. But it won't be in the best interest of the average citizen, I would bet. Wishing you well today. Nice here in NYC. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's getting pretty hot here too. Yo, yo, Cloud Code. Oh, yeah, source code leak. No, that's you know what? Tell me what you know about the source code leak. I'm gonna have to do a quick like TLDR on it before I go live with Wes and Julia in like 20 minutes. But I did see that was like the news of today, and it's crazy because I just covered the whole kind of leak, the human-based leak that they had a couple days ago. I mean, it wasn't source code, but it was like that whole cybersecurity issue. It blew my mind. What else do you guys want to talk about? But yeah, what like how much source code was it? It's not the weights of the model, right? Maybe I should look into that right now. Is that a boring thing for me to do on a live stream? I don't know. Tell me, what do you guys expect from a live stream? Like, what do the best ones do? Do they have like articles that they like read through, or did they come prepared sort of with bullet points for like some kind of a rant? I legit don't. I haven't live streamed. I see like that one guy, Charlie, like Moist Critical or whatever sometimes. I feel like that's a live stream, but it might actually just be like a kind of cruise and go. But what do you think a good format is? Like, you think I should do it like weekly, or do you think it's kind of like just stick to my normal videos? The one thing that seems cool about it is that you guys are here in the comments, so I can, yeah, just yap. Okay. Dude, I hate how life is sometimes too easy. Like when I see these videos where somebody's getting famous because they're like, I don't know, polishing a bowling ball for 45 minutes or something. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, how? Why is the world easier than it should be sometimes? We expect nothing. I think you just select connect with you. Okay. Yeah, Q and A's or whatever. Read up biggest news of the year. Someone already released a Python version. Man. No, I mean, I don't hate when life's too easy, but yeah, well, no, actually, maybe I do, or at least it just, I don't know. Like, I still, you sometimes like want to, like, you're just like, no, I put so much time into this video, and then somebody else like did nothing, and it just like everyone needs it. But you know what? It takes a certain amount of authenticity to be out there and just be yourself. So I think that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm a little bit older, so I kind of missed I didn't grow up with TikTok, and you know, they call it have you heard of the millennial shake? Or is that what it's called? Like, there's something about millennials when they film videos where they position the camera properly and they look at it and then they hit record and they say something that's like in their thought. But like the generation after them, they sort of hated that. It felt fake. So they had this weird habit. They call it the Gen X shape or Gen Z shake, I think it's called, where they actually hit record and then put the camera in position and it sort of shakes and it makes this kind of organic feeling like they didn't mean to turn it on, or it was like turned on too early. Like little stuff like that like blows my mind. Okay, thanks for the praise. I appreciate you guys being in the comments. Um, yeah, I want to start vibe coding. Oh, a HUD? You want to vibe code a HUD? What are you gonna put it on? Like Meta glasses or something, or through like Apple Vision Pro for a couple. Oh, for bees? What's it? Apiary. Okay. I don't know that word. Something for bees? Wait, are you a beekeeper? Or are you just like, what do I love like, by the way, like, that's my favorite. Like, if there's a lot of people, like, kind of identify with a, I guess, an animal or something, like, bees are definitely the ones that I'm like, I feel I feel like genuine, like, need to protect bees when I see them, especially just honey, obviously hornets and stuff, but, like, honeybees are just so important for the ecosystem, and I love the way that they communicate, and I feel like there's so much to learn. I can't believe they can actually, like, learn math and, like, communicate through dancing, and it's also just weird that they're, like, all genetically identical. Like, in some ways, I always think of a bee colony or a beehive as, like, an entire like, just one brain. They're almost not individuals. I mean, they are individuals, but the fact that they have, like, the same genes and there's just, like, the queen, it's almost like when a bee dies, you lose, like, a neuron, but what really matters is, like, the entire collective, you know? So, I don't know if you guys care that much, but what's an apiaries for bees? Is that, like, where bees are grown? Let me just, check what Claude has to say about this. This is definitely the kind of thing I do a lot of. All right, what is apiaries for bees? Or is that a misspelling? Oh, it's simply a place where beehives are kept and bees are raised by humans. Okay. Apiary. All right. Just didn't know that word, but as someone who likes bees, I definitely should. Like a small backyard setup with a few hives or a large commercial operation with thousands of hives, fields, or, huh, put them on a rooftop. That's cool. Um, all right. Well, good job, Joseph. Take care of those bees. I like you even more now. You should set up a Patreon for like helping bees or something. I would promote that. Um, you know how Anthropic is trying to get everyone to take their stuff down? Maybe. Tell me more about what like so I sometimes people think I'm a little too nice to Anthropic, and I have a soft spot for them, but I'm also worried that sometimes I'm accidentally tuning out the bad things that they're doing. But like during the whole Department of War stuff, I like was pretty kind of heavy on their side, and I sort of like Dario from his history standing up to Sam and stuff. But if they get to a point and people change where they're just like this big company and they're stomping on everybody like unfairly, I want to be able to change my opinion of it. So um, I I don't know what they're trying to get everybody to take their stuff down. Maybe like how they cut off access to some people. I don't know. Tell me more, and I will look into it. I'm gonna try to play the opposite. I'm a Gemini, so I'm like sometimes I have like both. I mean, I don't really believe in astrology that much, but like Gemini's gonna have that. They're kind of like, okay, I can hold both ideas. Go dyslexic brother. You're right, dude. So I've never been diagnosed with dyslexia officially, but I totally think so. I've always been slow kind of at reading, and I'm very much into audiobooks. I would probably bet money I have some level of dyslexia on the spectrum, but I'm not totally sure. Maybe that's something I should go sit with Claude and be like, quiz me on things to find out if I am diagnosable. Um, Billy Morgan. I have been using Claude Code as a games master. I got it to collect the text from my PDF book and write a condensed rule. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For some like D&D style stuff. Oh, dude, how cool is that? I never thought about that. But like, what if people just take blogs and like imagine just feeding it in like the Harry Potter books and be like, make me a game or something like that. Or I mean, I know you're talking more about like a kind of like game master where it's like a story for D&D, but also I never thought about that. Like just any little fictional story, like a poem. Do you ever see that what was that movie? It was called The Green Soldier or something like that. It was based on a poem. It was one of those like really artsy movies that came out a little while ago, and like somebody just adapted this whole story from a poem, and I was like, that was so cool to watch as a movie. But imagine they just did that, like we just take old poems and turned them into video games or something. um Man, there's gonna be so much crazy stuff out there soon. We will see our current materialistic world as Bone and Mad Max world style of design. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Yeah, my spirit animal. a bee. Also, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of dogs too. I want like my fiance or my wife now. Sorry for it. I just got married. Like, still, you're not used to that one, but we want like we have a house now where there's like a yard. So I was like, oh man, maybe I should get a puppy or something. I grew up with this like Labrador, and I really want a dog like kind of wrestle with, like not nothing like too. I'm not into those tiny dogs. They're just like it's like cats or whatever. I want a dog that'll catch a frisbee, and I would be heartbroken if I got a dog that didn't want to play fetch. Like sometimes you throw a tennis ball and the dog just like looks at you, and like I'd be like, oh, this is not acceptable. Like you need to go. You need to train them from being a puppy. Like if you want a treat, go fetch that tennis ball. I was slow to read, but I'm more comfortable with code. Yeah, I was actually a little bit like that too. I also went through a full 10 years of my life where I took Adderall, and it was like prescribed to me, and like, dude, I was like really into coding and working with data science, and I mean, but like I was like super into it, and now I've been off it for 5 or 6 years, and I've been like I don't I just am not that person anymore. Like, my brain just can't do it. It's crazy that I sort of built, like, a whole identity and even a little bit of, like, the start of a career off something that was kind of, like, drug fueled or something, like, through Adderall. Like, it just gave me the kind of focus that I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I'm off it, I guess, but I definitely it's hard to imagine how I concentrated that long on such details. It just isn't how my brain works anymore. Um, yeah, astrologically compatible, I don't know. I was 9 when I got my first computer, and I had to hit summer school. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would've been interesting. Growing up now, would I have I could have it seems like you don't really need Adderall to vibe code? Like, it seems like it's important for actually coding because it's so much about the structure and the details and, like, kind of putting the Lego pieces together to just fit perfectly. It requires a little more of an engineering mindset than like a what's the point of what I'm building mindset. And I do think that vibe coding is pretty wild. And if what I'm reading is true in some of the companies that are like heavily in Claude code, it's switched from 80/20 or from 20/80 to 80/20. So like they're really letting Claude do 80% of the work at some of these companies. And I do think that that's what it probably inside of Anthropic, like they're leaning super heavy on it. I mean, when X AI had their cutoff, remember, and Elon went to Twitter or X and said like they shouldn't have done that, like karma will get you or whatever. It really sounded like it set and X.ai back in terms of how much progress they were making on Grok. So I don't know. It does seem like Anthropic built something special in terms of coding, and that's probably what's going on. If you really want to win the AI race, you have to think about where that recursiveness is coming from, and I got a feeling that's what made Sam be like, "Oh crap!" Like, as clear as a win as Sora could be in the long run, it's just so much compute, and people are not giving him the trillions of dollars that he was kind of hoping for when he first launched it. And I think now they're like, okay, they gotta focus in on something enterprise, something like I mean, imagine if you build robots that build actual data centers, like they physically like go install the machines and they're just like all day long, like actually physically building the data center, and you have some kind of recursive code thing, then you win, right? Like whoever does that first wins. Like just every day there's you know, one data center and one model, and then the model's recursively better the next day, and there's two data centers, and then it's recursively better the next day, and there's four data centers, and recursively better the next day, and then there's eight and 16, and just goes and goes and goes. And then eventually it's like 50,000, and then 100,000, and then 200,000. And then it's just, we have Dyson spheres, and I don't really know what humanity looks like. So we'll get ready for that one. Yeah, it's much easier to vibe code, and you get stuff done without Adderall. It's a lifesaver. Yeah, I don't know. I wanna go back to the Adderall days, but I could also see why it made I don't know. Dude, it's Adderall's crazy. I'm surprised it gives I think it's a dopamine uptake receptor blocker, so you end up kind of getting a euphoric feeling, and I think that's why it's all of a sudden, like, some boring work starts to feel really fun, and then when something feels fun when you're doing it, it kinda does lock it into your identity. So, it was always important to me that if I took, was it 2 like, I had 2 10 milligram, is what I was taking at the time, and it was like, don't don't take this and go to a party or something, I know other people think that's fun, but I was like, "No, find something super boring that is important for your career and, like, make that part of your identity." So, I always had sort of thoughts of that at times, and if I wasn't able to sit down and do work, I didn't take it. I would just say, "No, it's not today," because I can, like, suffer through something fun because it's not suffering. But, to sit down and actually do the stuff that's important that you keep wanting to avoid, that's what it's for. At least it was back then. But like I said, I'm not recommending that for anybody. You talk to your doctors or your clods or whatever you do to make those decisions. I'm off it now and I'm much happier. Um, what would you say you picture, thinking, visual, spatial, or linguistic? Probably linguistic for me. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can. I don't have much trouble imagining things. Like I do a exercise where I take like an apple and spin it around, or I can take Grimlock back there and like spin him around, or imagine walking through spaces. I'm really big on memory palace technique. If you guys ever use that, memory palace is kind of something I'm really into. Oh, dude, in fact, I just got that would be a cool thing to vibe code if anyone wants to like partner on that. Like there is an app where you kind of walk around a 3D environment and you can drop things you want to memorize in there. So visual, spatial, I probably would have said, but the truth is, and it's not reading because I'm not it's not I'm not a great reader, but simulating through audio linguistics seems to be like the way my brain works the most. I imagine going up to people a lot and just imagining what I say and, like, what they say back, and I imagine, re-saying things until they're more clear in my own head, and I pause audiobooks a lot and sort of retell whatever I think I just heard to myself or imagine saying it back. So, something about the way that my mind works is very probably linguistic primarily. Um Oh, yeah, we wanna talk about Rome? Some real man talk in here. I gotcha. Yeah, no, I do. I think about Rome. I think about as much as an average guy does. I don't know why. I mean, sometimes just history in general. Like, I'm now following this. Do I know what it is? Instagram account where it's an AI generated Instagram account. It's this kind of like I don't know, one young woman who talks like selfie camera to her phone, and she just shows up at different times and places. Like she's like, "Oh, I'm in Pompeii, and I'm here with the dinosaurs, and I'm here in ancient Rome, like learning about how pots are made." And I think it's awesome. Like I'm sure some of it's kind of wrong, but I think it's such an interesting way to experience like history, and not really, but if somebody who really cares about history is making it, and it seems like, a little bit they do, but if it was actually someone who said, like, "The point of this is to give you a sense of what it really was like," that would be a great way for me to learn, and I do hope that there will be AI that teaches me about history through interactivity like that soon. Alright, so I probably need to start wrapping up here, so I'm gonna go live with, Wes and Julia here in, like, 10 minutes, so I better go prep. Unless there's any final questions. You guys like this? I'm thinking this as a practice run through, might be kind of fun. I might try to do it. Also, what do you know what time is like best to go live? Do you guys usually watch this sort of stuff after work? I mean, I feel like Tuesday afternoon, you guys maybe should be working on something. Like, I don't know. Like maybe in the evenings, are you more likely to, or maybe a lunch break? I want to try to find a little bit of a pattern. No, 74 Yi. You're in the Philippines? I didn't realize that. You're way up on AI. By the way, thanks for all the support. I see a few people in here have like really supported me for a long time and sent me great articles and stuff. So much appreciated. Um, Alright. Yeah. I'll talk about it. I'll think about when the best time to go live is, but wow, oh, yeah, can you guys throw wow. You guys are in you're in Ethiopia? I had no idea. Like, my YouTube analytics never show anybody from really outside the US. I mean, a little bit, but maybe yeah, okay. You know what? Maybe I won't worry too much about time because if you guys are just in different time zones, I'll just do it whenever I have the right energy to go live, and we'll just see whoever pops in, pops in. And I'm gonna try to make sure it doesn't take away from, like, the structured videos because those are, like, my favorite. Missouri. Yeah, that's cool. A lot of you in tech hubs? Like, is it Austin and San Francisco, or in the like that if you're in the Philippines, is it like a tech hub that make like, oh, but you know what? I'll do it. I don't have time right now, but I should ask you guys, like, why you're into AI. I should learn more about, like, what the audience really cares about. Actually, this could be pretty exciting, so, um oh, it's, like, hard to I just keep wanting to read what you said. Subscribe to you, like, find you. Okay. Um, I'll give it just another minute to like throw some comments in, and then I really should go prep. It's 1:15 when we're supposed to go live, which is just a few minutes from now. Enjoy updates. Yeah, open source is always good. Freelance. All right. I gotta go. But I will see you guys soon. I guess I'll do more of this. Thanks for supporting. That was fun. Fun to get so many people in here. Definitely did not expect. Wow, 35 of you. That's crazy. That's awesome. That makes me feel really good. Thank you guys. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. We'll talk soon.